A lot of successful savers have done it on their own through the years. You may be one that likes to pick stocks, research, and you've invested and saved diligently for decades. And now you've arrived. Maybe you've arrived at that number that you've wanted to achieve and you're considering retirement or recently walked into retirement. The question is though, do you know the pitfalls to look for as you're walking through this retirement journey? In many cases, taxes and planning can get much more complicated in retirement, simply because we don't have the W-2 paycheck any longer, and now it's up to us to decide how to withdraw. It's up to us to decide how to invest and position these investments to ensure they last as long as you do. Today, I want to talk about the value of working with a qualified fiduciary advisor and why it may be the time to make the most important hire of your life. Keep it right here. Good day, everybody. Chris Heerlein here, host of Wealth Radio on News Radio KLBJ and Retire Ready TV every Wednesday on KXAN. Thanks for tuning in with us today. Subscribe to our channel below if you like what you're seeing. Now, you may have been a do-it-yourself investor through the years. Now, are you ready to pull that off as you enter into your retirement years? There's some key things you need to understand about the retirement game. Number one is it's a lot more important to consider how you're going to keep the wealth, not just grow the wealth. What I'm talking about here is, do you have a tax-efficient plan when it comes to pulling money out, into how you're investing today, and to how you're going to take your Social Security and how much you're going to pay in Medicare premiums? The list goes on. When you think about return on your investments, you need to be considering that when you are considering hiring a financial advisor. Investments in our world tend to be the easy thing. We invest in great companies. We position the family in a way that they're going to preserve their wealth and grow as the market cooperates. But what about all the other opportunities that come into this well-coordinated plan? With many fiduciary advisors, you may get improved wealth management. You may get access to investments that you may have not had access to in your working years. Why? Because you've accumulated wealth and you may be at a position where you can graduate to more specialized investments that may be suited for accredited and angel investors. You also may be introduced to better ways to preserve your wealth. Now, one of the key focuses when we consult with families is, investment returns. How much are we going to make year over year? And that's very important. But what's more important is, how are we going to keep the returns via taxes? And that is so overlooked, not just in your working years, but also in your retirement years. Keeping the years of success. That's how we can guarantee success in retirement. Not only tax efficiency in your investments, but tax efficiency within your overall. I've talked about this for many, many years, that so many successful people, you're paying tax on money you're not using every year. We don't want you doing that. There are ways to reposition wealth so that you're not paying tax on money you're not using. That accumulation effect over many years, my gosh, it can make and break plans. Another one is risk management. Okay, many retirees may consider scaling risk back. Depending on your net worth, you may actually consider scaling risk up. But do you know the best tools and trades to be able to do that? There's only so much money in retirement, and we got to preserve it. But there's also a select group of families that may be too conservative in retirement. Are you using tools that make sense for you in your long-term goals? And that's something that a fiduciary advisor can help you identify. Another thing is, not every advisor can be everything to all people. You need to work with a fiduciary advisory team that has vetted professionals available to you, whether it's tax planning, whether it's litigation planning, whether it's estate planning, whether it's business succession planning. There are many things that may take you into retirement or through retirement, and having the right professional team can create a lot of value. Now, when you think about fees paid to an advisor, many of you that have utilized advisors through the years, you may be paying 0.5%, 1% or more, not only just to the manager, but also within the investments. You're paying that generally to help boost your wealth or grow your wealth. But I want you to think about your current relationship. Is the fee you're being assessed easily justified? Can you put on paper the value being brought to you outside the investment returns? Because that's how you do things long term. I truly believe that hiring a financial advisor is the most important hire of your life. And it's not just about returns any longer in retirement. It's about all these things and a lot more. And I'm going to be hosting our live webinar event. I want you to go to reapwebinar.com. That's reapwebinar.com, and I'm going to dive into the top 10 reasons to consider hiring a fiduciary advisor and a lot more. Until then, all the best.